Good morning, friends. We're back again memorizing our verses week by week. We're making good progress. I want to just go back to our previous verse just as a little bit of a refresher before we continue on with this month's verse. You'll remember this was in the same chapter. We're still in Romans 12. We had memorized Romans 12:12 before the verse we're working on this month, which is Romans 12:1. Romans 12:12, do you remember it? Romans 12:12 said, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality." Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need, and practice hospitality. Great points, great practical points. That's what we worked on last month. I just wanted to throw it out there to keep that in our brains so it's not just being replaced by new information. And we're going to be doing this regularly as we move ahead, going back to the previous verses. But our verse this month is Romans 12:1. Do you remember it? Romans 12:1 says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." I still have to wrap my mind around using the NIV. It is so hard to change old habits. I just have to look down. But for those of you who started with the NIV, you don't have this problem. So let's just keep recycling these words through our minds over the course of this week. One more time. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of what? Of God's mercy. In view of God's mercy, to do what? To offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. What is that? It is holy and it is pleasing to God. And why? Because this is your true and proper worship. And this answers a question that so many people have. This should be sort of in the Christian FAQ of life. People really want to know, what is acceptable worship? What should I do that is acceptable to God? What's the difference between things that I do that don't seem to make any difference and what would make a difference someday when I stand before God? Well, here it says right here, what is your true and proper worship? Therefore, in other words, what is acceptable to God? Well, it is understanding that there are consequences to the great mercy that God has shown us by giving us his Son, and that we are in return to give God our lives. We talk so much about Christianity being free, but it's not really free. It's a life for a life. And it is only because God is good that when you give your life to him, you find out that you actually get it back in return. That's a function of God's goodness, not only his grace. God didn't have to be good. He could have been evil, but he is not. And this is the crux of the matter and why we can say that to give up our lives for God is not a bad deal. You get your life in return and with interest. So let's keep working on this month. Keep letting these words wash your mind and transform you. That is our goal, and I hope you're enjoying the process.